She's a...
Lovely counter leg. Oh, good kick there. Lovely power check. Oh! Massive overhand. Hey, there we go. Power check there. Oh, it just came. Wow. SKA are youth titles, so he is stepping in with a... Oh! Oh my God! Now, he can't get back up from that, ref. You've got to stop it, ref. That was savage. Yep. Yeah. Good.
The Combat Cast, episode 17, featuring Nikora, the natural lead king.
And we're live. Hello and welcome to the Combat Cast, episode number 17. Today I am joined with a legend of a guest, legend of Aotearoa Combat Sports, Nikora, the natural lead Kingi. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, it's going good.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah.
My guy. How's things at the moment?
Things are pretty good. Kind of be back into the MMA kind of side of training.
Awesome,
living up that side of things, trying to get that the MMA debut out of the way. Hopefully some stages here. So just been putting work in.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. I guess we've opened with that. So let's dive into that a little bit, man. How's it been transitioning into MMA?
It's been fun.
Going from that like striking background, you know, talk to us about that, bro. Break it down.
I always thought kickboxing was the roughest one, like the harder one to do, just because it's so brutal. But then I started doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and my body's never been squeezed and slammed and flipped like that before, and I'm like, oh my God, sore like in between my ribs and just in places I've never been sore before. So just excited to learn all this stuff and harden my body up a bit, get used to being slammed.
That's basically what it is, though, right?
Pretty much. Wrestling. Just in a constant...
Just body locked and just...
Squeeze the whole time,
Yeah, and like crushed. Yeah.
Squeezed and then your face rammed into the floor and... Yeah, it's fun.
What about during like sparring, though? Like how have you kind of like... How have you found that? Like just, 1 minute you're striking, the next minute you're getting taken down. Like how have you kind of like integrated that in or like adapted to that,
It took me a little while to figure out that I needed to like adjust my range a little bit, just because I was getting taken down so much in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still getting taken down now.
Yeah.
But I feel like once I adjusted my range just a little bit, I was able to see just like half a second more.
Yep.
And that seemed to be just enough time to like react and kind of get out of the way and just be a bit harder to take down.
When you say adjusted your range, do you mean just a little bit further away from the person you're versing?
Yeah, so usually I think my kickboxing style, I like to be in like quite close, and because I'm quite short and stuff, I kind of need to be like in range to be able to do my work.
Yeah, and you're like quite a pressure fighter too, right?
Yeah, I like to put the pressure on and kind of just do my work. Yeah, try and drown them out.
Yeah.
But I can't do that in MMA because then I end up getting drowned out, being taken down and kind of worn out on the ground.
Shit, bro.
So yeah, just taking me a little while to adjust that range. It's like half a step back.
Yep. Right. So you just keep the distance a little bit more, and you found that that's mitigated the takedowns or like stopped the takedowns from happening as frequently. Like obviously you're still new to it, but
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's just one thing I've kind of been focusing on.
That's something that a lot of people talk about, though, right? Like if you notice, lots of MMA fighters, they're kind of more like out or like fully in. They're not in that mid-range, like Muay Thai and kickboxing,
Yeah.
We just kind of stand and bang.
I like to do that. Yeah, I like to do that. But yeah, that seems to be kind of a thing of the past now for me. Anyway, kind of like the kickboxing road isn't as far as the MMA road. So just looking to make whatever changes I need to carry on and keep chasing.
Coming from city kickboxing too, right? Like there's so many other like MMA fighters around you. It is kind of easy to like make that transition, I guess, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just being around them. But I find that like them inspiring and like going live and stuff in the wrestling, I feel like that's where I learn the most, because it's being done to me real time, and I'm feeling like the real consequences of what the wrong end of a submission and stuff feels like. So yeah, just I don't know, never settle.
Have you done much Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Like,
nah, not really.
More on the wrestling side of things?
Not even the wrestling side of things. I mean, like, I've done a few MMA classes in my travels, but I've never like done jiu-jitsu or wrestling or MMA or anything.
Right.
So I've had like kind of little tastes here and there in my travels.
So has it been quite like a baptism through the fire kind of thing? Like just straight into the MMA sparring and...
Pretty much, yeah.
What was your first MMA spar like? Can you remember?
Well, I think it might have been in Bali, when I trained in Bali MMA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept trying to offer me MMA fights, and I was like, I haven't even trained any MMA. So I was kind of freaking out a little bit. But then Mike over there, he had a bet with the wrestling coach over there? That his MMA fighter wouldn't be able to take me down, like the whole round, like the whole sparring. And I kind of like felt a bit of pressure from that, because I'm not an MMA dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got taken down a bit.
Like straight away?
Oh, not so much straight away, but soon enough after.
And for kickboxers that are looking to transition into MMA, like, do you have any kind of like tips for them or anything like that? I mean, you obviously said the range thing is a big one. So
The range. Yeah.
Anything else?
I reckon just get into the wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Yeah, pretty much just go do it, really, I think. If that's what you really want to do, then just go get amongst it.
Yeah, good advice, man. Wrestling seems to be the one that most of the strikers tend to gravitate more towards these days, I guess because of like the takedown defense, right? And if you can keep things standing, then you can keep the opponent where you want them. So do you think that's probably why you've kind of gone down more the wrestling route?
I just feel like the way wrestlers wrestle kind of fits maybe more of my style, my like aggressive sort of forward pressure like kind of style. So wrestling is kind of like translates. So it's like quite similar processes to like what I'm doing.
You got a fucking grinding style, bro.
Yeah.
You just grind people down.
I try to. I get ground down.
And you're like, oh, you're ground down already? I'm only on gear 3. Here's 4 and here's 5.
No. The thing is, I'm ground down as well, but I know that they're ground down, and I don't know. I just weirdly like it's like I get energy from knowing that they got no energy too. I don't know. But that's where I get my like grind from. I'm like kind of smiling internally.
You're sick, man. Oh shit. Okay, that's cool, bro. I like that a lot. Okay, so I want to take things back a bit now. Let's pull things right back. How did your journey in combat sports begin? For those that don't know you, that are like, this is the first time hearing of you, how did your journey in combat sports begin?
I can remember being like my earliest memory. I don't know what age I was, maybe like 5 or something. It was like me and my brother in the lounge. My dad was teaching us the numbers, or the number system. And then I've just remembered him like training just my whole like growing up. He's always like done it, been around it. Then I moved to Sydney when I was 11, and that's where we kind of like first got signed up, me and my brother, into the gym, like regular training and stuff. We trained at a Fight Right gym in Blacktown under Rick Junker. He's very knowledgeable dude, very passionate guy, and I feel like he instilled quite a strong like foundation in me.
Yeah.
And then from there I've just been able to kind of build on that.
Yeah. So obviously that's quite like that's something you just mentioned there. I think is really important. A strong foundation. If you don't have a good foundation, it's hard to like build other layers on top of that, right?
Yeah. It's hard to build on it because then it's not that strong. But he taught me some good stuff, and we So I moved to Sydney when I was 11, and we hadn't moved back to Christchurch. Been back for holidays for like 6 years, and when we finally went back, we went to Wellington, and I was like outside, and it was so peaceful, and like deep in my soul, I was like, "Oh, this is so nice. I gotta move back here." Yeah.
Oh wow.
Shit. I kept telling my parents I was gonna move back, but I was 17, and they were just like, "Whatever." Wouldn't listen to me. Then we went to Christchurch, and I think I was just looking for jobs online. I didn't even know how to apply for a job or anything, but my auntie saw me and she helped me apply for it, and I ended up getting it. And then I flew back with my family to Sydney. I packed like 2 bags, and then I flew back to Christchurch by myself.
When you're 17? Wow.
17, and I lived with my auntie down in Christchurch. And then when I got back by myself, it was completely different. It was not the same. I was like, oh shit, fuck, I need my mum, what the hell? I didn't even know how to make food or anything.
Right.
So I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of just sitting in
Yeah.
a big decision that I made.
Yeah.
And then, just from there.
But it'll help you grow a lot as a person.
Definitely,
right?
I had to
You're
learn.
forced to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my auntie was there, she helped me out heaps. But she also let me kind of figure things out as well for myself.
That's good.
So there was a bit of help and a bit of I don't know what you call it. It's kind of let me figure it out a bit.
Yeah.
So she was always there when I needed, but I was kind of just
Be your own person.
learning about the world. And then from there, I tried to play rugby because I'd play rugby in Sydney, and they didn't have my team. They didn't have my age group, so I had to train up with the under-20s, and I was like maybe 60 kilos wet.
Oh, damn.
I was an idiot though, because my first training I was eating fish and chips on my way there,
Oh, man.
and then boom, chucked them in the rubbish on the field. Big warm-up run around the park,
Oh, no.
and I was like behind the big fat prop, and I was like, this is not good. This doesn't look good. I should be up the front. So I was like, oh my god, I'm hurting bad. And then
That's ruthless.
I never went back to that.
Oh, yeah.
So from there I found Wayne. He was training out of Cashel Street. It was Strikeforce Canterbury back then. So there was like Carl Weber did MMA, Steve Brown took boxing, and Wayne took kickboxing.
Right.
And found Wayne there.
Which is now South Island League.
Which is now South Island League, yeah.
Yeah.
And then found Wayne. But the boxing coach kind of took a liking to me and was trying to keep me in the boxing world, but I didn't want to do boxing. So after a little while, I kind of ran away for a bit, and then I found my way back, but to Wayne. So I was just Wayne full time from there,
Yeah.
and then started
And built
getting
up from
fights.
there.
Wayne to chuck me in fights and
Man.
show up. Now we're here.
That's awesome, bro. And what do you think it is about combat sports that resonates with you so hard, man?
It allows me to let out any aggression, kind of aggression.
Yeah, that's so important, bro. So important for men too, right?
I think so.
To have an outlet like that, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of the time I don't know, I feel like I'm quite an emotional person. I might not show it, but I'm definitely feeling it. And sometimes I don't even want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But once I walk in the door, everything changes, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like instantly happy. I don't know, I notice myself changing, and I'm like, what the hell? This is weird. And then just get the work done.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. It's amazing how it can have that kind of polarizing effect on you, right? Like you step into those doors and then you just feel like this weight's lifted. You're
It's almost
actually,
like
this is my happy space, you know?
Yeah, everyone else's kind of motivation and kingness is super. What's the word?
Do you feel like you feed off people a lot being in somewhere like CKB, you know, where there is so many other fighters there, you know, it's just such a big environment. There's so much energy going around. Do you feel like that?
Yeah. No, I feel like that's where I thrive the most. Only because I get quite competitive, so I'm always side eyeing and trying to beat whoever it is I'm training with or something. Be having these silent competitions with myself.
Right.
And then it kind of I don't know, helps me push past where I thought the end was.
You look to the left and you're like, shit, that dude's going harder than me.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's on that weight or whatever, you know. And then I've got to push harder.
Push through and try and make myself known. through my training, kind of.
Awesome, bro. That's cool. So it gives you like an outlet to kind of like express yourself, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, pretty much.
That's beautiful, man. I
That's
love
pretty
that.
cool.
You've officially won King of the Ring 3 times now. That's no easy feat. Like that's no easy feat, bro. Like people strive to win it 1 time in their life, and you've won it 3 times. What do you think it is about you personally that's allowed you to do that? You know, because that's, like I said, it's not easy. Oh, before we go on though, before you answer the question, can you just tell anyone that's listening to this that doesn't know what King of the Ring is, what it actually is? So someone said to you, "What's King of the Ring, bro?"
Yeah. So King of the Ring, 8-man tournament. You got eight guys, and you get split up into 2 pools, so Pool A, Pool B. And at the weigh-in, Pool B usually will pull a name from Pool A out of a hat, and that's who they fight in the quarterfinal. So we have 4 quarterfinals, and then just from there, winner goes on until you, I guess, finish the thing. And if you win it, you fight 3 times in one night.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much.
I mean, I already know what King of the Ring is, but yeah.
I don't know if there
When
any
you
more
say it like
after
that,
it.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? So you got to win 3 fights in one night.
Yeah.
If you win every single fight, you win King of the Ring, right? So you've got 3 different fights against 3 other fighters that are essentially the top of New Zealand for that weight class, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So going back to the initial question, what do you think it is that's allowed you to do so well in those tournaments? Like, what is it that sets you apart from other people?
What is it that sets me apart from other people? What sets me apart? Good question. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna go with. I feel like. What sets me apart?
Like, where do you feel like you have an edge over other people when you're fighting them in King of the Ring, or just even just in general?
What is my edge? I feel like my edge might be like my gameness, how keen I am. I don't like to give up. Like they say, never give up. What is it? Is it like never say die or whatever it is? Kind of like it's not over till it's over kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like no matter what happens,
You
even if I'm like
definitely
getting,
got the dog in you, right?
yeah, I feel like you do need a bit of dog because once the shit gets like hard, it's like you got the easy road or the hard road, and yeah, I feel like I've built this like barrier over the easy way out. So there's like only the hard way left. So I'm like, fuck, get back up or whatever, and then keep going that way. That I feel like I can be quite creative with my, maybe not so much the like combinations or like crazy techniques or anything, but just sort of like maybe timing and angles of like where my strikes come from, and yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel like you're quite efficient, like the way you fight? Because like just from watching your fights, I feel like you get to a point in the fight where normally people that are watching the fight that know anything about combat sports, they'll kind of go, oh, that looks like they're kind of hit a bit of a stalemate. Like both of them have been sending it, and they kind of hit this peak, and then it's like you both guys look real gassed. Then all of a sudden you just kind of like go, it's like a 20 piece or something, and it just kind of like you just see the fight sway towards you. Like, where do you think that extra little drive comes from?
I don't even know where it comes from. It just happens. It just happens. Because I don't know. Because I do like, I feel that whether it's like that stalemate and it's kind of like, oh shit, all right, things aren't going as like good as they could be, and then just kind of like, I don't know. It's almost like the time reaches a certain spot, and then it's like, there you go,
right,
boom, 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 do the stuff, and then But also, I remember doing, I think it was some hard pads with Wayne one time, and I was absolutely dying on the pads because he'd put the big body shield on,
Yep.
the 2 leg pads, Thai pads,
Right.
and because he's a big guy already,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
You can't really
just
move
this
it, man.
big pad, yeah. So I'm just like going hundies on it.
Wailing on it.
But then, like in between the round, in the middle of the round, while I'm doing it, I'm thinking, man, I'm so tired. How can I punch more with like less energy? And then, like during the round, I started trying to throw my body. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw punches that had enough power, but with like little energy.
Yeah.
So I guess they would just be like punching with like correct techniques and like body mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like from there I figured out a way to kind of throw strikes with like less energy.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like
But
maybe
still maximum power, right?
yeah. So like putting my body behind it and like having it like hit properly.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to just kind of like
Just keep going.
just keep going. Yeah, and that's how I feel like I get my flurries on. So I like take away all the power and all that, and I'll just
Yeah.
kind of like go.
I think that's something that we really saw in the last King in the Ring, because I could see that there was a lot of times when the opponents that you're versing, they were really loading up on each shot that they were throwing, but then like they would kind of burn themselves out in the process, but then you could kind of just stay there with them and then just kind of like as the fight went on, just kind of drown them like we talked about before, right?
Yeah, I feel like there's like a couple of different kinds of what do you call it? Pressure. Oh, yeah. I guess it's like hitting hard.
Yeah.
It's hitting hard. You can hit hard.
Like if
some
someone
people
really
can wear
whacks you
that.
like super hard, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you kind of like worry of it, and then you'll like maybe move around a bit.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I feel like if you just like put the pressure on, you're like right in their face, and you can kind of take some of the power away, but add like more volume. Then that's kind of enough to mentally take them down.
Yeah.
More than like physically shutting them off. You're able to like break them down mentally and make them want to quit, which I feel like is more gangster than knocking them out.
That's basically like what happened essentially. Like,
Yeah, so
in
I
your
feel
last two
like,
fights, right?
just that kind of is like one of my weapons. Is being able to
You got that X factor for sure.
put that
Yeah, you're like a mutant, man. Mutant
try to be
fighter.
a bit different.
Yeah, your superpower is just relentless force pressure. At about like 85% of like max power, but just constant.
Yeah, just
Like it
hold
doesn't
it.
really diminish.
Yeah.
It just stays there.
Try to stay there.
It's dope, man. Sweet, man. So I guess, you know, fighting on King of the Ring and, you know, having so many epic fights, if you just had to name a few like of your favorite fights off the top of your head, like what would those fights be? You know?
Definitely my
On
first
King of the Ring.
one would probably be with Alexi,
Yeah.
only because I was like,
And for those that don't know who Alexi is,
Alexi, he was 2016, he was the current King of the Ring champion, so he was like the reigning, defending king, and he was a bad man back in those days. That fight was good, because I had like 6 or 7 fights, and I'm not sure how many, way more than that, and yeah, man, I did some good stuff in the first round, but then from there, because I was such an amateur, I didn't have a gas tank, and then the next 2 rounds I paid for it. But I feel like in those 2 rounds I learnt a lot about myself in when things do get tough, because he did drop me a couple times and he just absolutely took all my energy out of me. So when I was on the ground, I know I had that 8 seconds to just think about whether I was going to get up or not. And yeah, I was like, fuck, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up and take this beat down, and then go home. So there's that one.
yeah, and that's that moment right there though is kind of like where people would say like, have you got like, has a fighter got heart or not? You know, it's that ability to like when they're at like the maximum pain and suffering point, super fatigued.
Yeah.
So they
It's like,
still stand
what
up
are you gonna
and,
do?
like go, yeah, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I can take a bit more.
Pretty much.
I
Yeah.
can get beat up a bit more.
Yeah. And like
Just in case, on the off chance you might gas out. I'll be
yeah.
here for overhand right.
The thing is, when you're down on the ground like that, you may think that like no one knows what you're thinking. Like you might have given up and like just waited out the count or whatever. But I feel like you're your subconscious is always watching. So like, even after that, you're gonna go home and be like, fuck, fuck, I could have done better, or so I don't want to like have too many of those there. So I just get up, take the beat down, or even get up and find a way to win the fight, even better. But yeah, I feel like just getting up, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Good,
yeah. So you didn't beat Alexi, right? He obviously beat you. But again, for those that don't know, Alexi ended up getting a concussion, right? And he wasn't able to continue on the fight. So that was
pretty cool.
Right?
I took that as a win. I after that fight with Alexi.
That was a massive right hand, man, like huge.
Yeah, I sat down at the table with my family. I had maybe one drink. I started drinking, and my uncle was like, "Don't drink. You might need to go back out there again." I was like, "Nah, I ain't going back out there. Like, Alexi's gonna fight again. He's tough as." And then I think I had my second drink, and all like, due to concussion, Alexi's not gonna come back out. And I was like, "Yeah!"
Imagine all the like lights just go on you, and you got like a beer in your hand or something, and they're like, "Kingi, please like return to the backstage area." I'm like,
"Oh fuck."
That'd be bad.
Yeah, that would be hard work.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Any other fights that you had that like really stand out to you?
I feel like we're quite like most of them. I feel like we're like quite iconic in their own little rights there. Like my fight with maybe Ben Spears, because we were in the same like full tie 4-man before that King in the Ring, and we went to an extension round. And he beat me in the first round, so it was kind of cool to run that back and then be able to get that win back over him.
Yeah, and Ben, like for those that don't know Ben, he's a highly experienced, super skillful, really long, rangy fighter, and very tough too,
Very
tenacious.
tough, yeah,
you know?
very long.
Yeah. So that was a big win to get over Ben, man.
Yeah, to get that one back. Yeah, that one was good. Felt good for that one. Maybe that first final with Dom, just because that was so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. They're all pretty cool. They're all pretty good. I enjoyed all. Like,
there's a lot of like memorable moments.
Yeah. I feel like every single one of those fights, they all had their like little moments and wins there.
Yeah. Now you had some really iconic ones, as well as that head kick that you got. Like,
I was gonna say that, but only because that was like my first sort of like clean sort of knock. Oh no, was that my first one? I don't even know. But on King in the Ring anyway.
Yeah, on national television.
It was like good to, I don't get one of those people like to see
It kind of
those.
came out of nowhere too. It was like your body was here and your leg just kind of went like that, like
Because he
just kind of flipped up.
Because he was southpaw. He kicked my right arm, and I heard his corner like say, "Yeah, good." And then I heard the call that they were calling for that kick. So next time they heard it, I was just waiting for it. They called it maybe once or twice, and I was like, "All right, sweet, let's go." And then he kicked, and I kind of blocked it, caught the kick, and I threw it across this way. Because he was like turning that way, and I was gonna throw the hook, he ducked as well. So I threw the hook, he ducked, and then I just threw the head kick. I was throwing the kick anyway, but because he moved his head down, it hit the back of his head.
True. Was that your right kick or your left?
It was a right kick. Yeah.
Right kick.
So he threw his left kick, caught it with my left, threw across.
Yeah, got it.
Boom.
Yeah.
Kick.
Done.
And then he got up, and I was like, oh shit, let's go.
Done deal.
Yeah. And then I had to put him down again.
Put him down
Yeah,
again.
which was kind of sad.
Sheesh. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because I want to do that stuff, but then I'm like, oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you kind of like feel a little bit like bad about it.
Yeah, but I would rather feel bad about it than feel sad about it.
I'd rather feel bad than sad.
Yeah.
I remember for one of your fights, you said to me, "Man, I'm gonna do bad things to this kid. I'm gonna feel bad after." And then you want my KO. Yeah, that was an interesting moment for me. I was like, okay, that's cool, bro.
I try to have those same thoughts for that last King in the Ring, but it didn't really pay off. The same though.
You know what I want to say
the opposite.
though? I want to contextualize this a little bit for people that might be listening and then they don't really understand combat sports. It really is kill or be killed. Like, you can't go into a fight thinking like, oh, I'm going to be like nice to this person. Like, they're gonna try and kill you. They're gonna try and KO you. They're
It's
gonna
not
try
a
and
game,
hurt you. Yeah, it's not a game. You can't play combat sports, right?
You can
Like,
pretend to play it,
Yeah.
but then when it comes down to it and
Yeah.
shit gets real, it's
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
Even BJJ, you hear about people like ripping like every single ligament in their knee.
I've seen videos.
UCL, ACL,
Yeah.
PCL, meniscus. Just they say it's like hearing cardboard just tearing.
Fuck.
And the guy didn't tap, bro. He didn't even tap. He finished the fight after that too. Yeah, because he didn't tap, so he was allowed to keep going with one leg. That's like, okay, come on, like
It's a bit retarded.
it's a
Yeah.
bit retarded. Yeah, that's like a potentially career-ending moment.
Yeah.
Just for like ego,
Done for
Yeah.
for a bit of a medal or something.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 years, like or a year and a half at least. He won't be able to like fully compete
Do anything.
again. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right?
Oh well, good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off you go, bud.
Done that. Good on ya.
Just going back to King of the Ring, your fight with Alejandro. That's one that's inspired a lot of people, really motivated a lot of people. Israel Adesanya, I know that he was talking about it as well, saying how it motivated him. Even so far to the extent that he flew you out to Miami to be there for his fight. So, what was going through your head in that fight? Like after that first knockdown, like how were you feeling, man? Like, what was going through your mind?
So it was like
Do you remember?
yeah, I remember. He hit me like 10 seconds into the first round.
Yeah.
And he punched me in the head so hard. But I didn't even see it. And I just remember being on the ground, looking up, and I was thinking, shit, I gotta get him back. And then as I was getting up, my eyes were all kind of like rolling around in my head. Everything was wavy. My hips wouldn't stop moving. And I was trying to just like not fall over again. But constantly was thinking, I gotta get him back. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I gotta get him back. And before that, I would think about like what the ref wants to see when he's counting me, like what I must do to convince him that I'm still king. So I feel like I prepared for that subconsciously, because thinking back, I'm like, oh man, I was doing everything I said I would do if I was like getting counted and like in a bad way. What I would do to show I was still king.
So you even went into that that kind of dark space, if you will, in your mind mentally before you actually went into the fight.
This was like weeks before. Only because I see videos and then I'm like, what would I do
if you were in that situation?
different? Yeah. So I'm just like, what would I do? Just kind of preparing subconsciously.
Yeah.
And then when I got up, I just tried to make sure that I was telling him I was king to go.
Yeah.
Like showing him I was king, and then I know they smack your gloves, so I just made sure that my hands didn't move when he hit them. So I like pressed them so hard on my head, and when he hit them, I was ready to go, but I wasn't ready to go. It was like maybe another minute and a half where I was just weathering the storm, trying to like wait till I was all settled again.
Yeah, I feel like you just managed to find this little pocket right inside, kind of like his firing range, where you're able to land these little kind of like stabbing knees to the body.
Try
to show that you're still active in the fight, but then like you weren't really getting tagged with like too much stuff for that minute.
Yeah.
And then obviously you started to kind of like find your bearings again and come back.
And the thing is, I think I throw a lot of like leg kicks. I think my leg throws a lot of leg kicks by himself.
Yeah, it's autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot. So it kind of just knows like what part of the combo sometimes to just throw himself.
Right.
Which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because sometimes it throws, they'll move and I'll just like hit knee and stuff.
Right, got it.
But in the first fight, I kicked Cody's elbow in it.
I actually saw that.
Shut my foot
when
down.
you did it.
Yeah.
I actually saw it, and I was like, pretty sure that was his elbow.
It was just straight.
Yeah, he's got like quite like a solid forearm,
It was a concrete cutter.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah.
It looked like a really like dense, hard
It
elbow.
didn't move. It just boom.
Yeah.
And my
And it was more
foot.
like an up kick too. It wasn't like a.
Yeah, it
cross,
was
like-
perfectly to fuck my foot up. It was like perfect angle to hurt my foot. Boom, and it did. Straight away, my foot didn't even touch the ground yet, and I was like, couldn't move on it properly. And then at the back, I was limping bad. I couldn't walk on it, and I was thinking,
There was people messaging me saying, "Oh, his foot's injured. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue." Because they're up in the stands and they were like looking down. They were spying on you.
Yeah, I was getting
I
physio
don't
to
think he's gonna be able to
fucking.
like continue, you know.
Yeah, I was getting physio to like try and massage it and stuff, but
But again, just to contextualize, you actually fought one of the King of the Rings and won it with a torn PCL, right?
yeah, I fell off my skateboard like 3 weeks before, taking my dog for a lazy run. I just got her too, so we didn't have that like
That synergy.
yeah, we didn't have that, and yeah, she fucked me up.
Oh man.
God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, got it done. Almost pulled out, but
Persevered.
yeah. I got told by like 3 different physios not to do it, and I almost didn't do it after the 3rd one because he's like ringside doctor at Wayne's shows. So I was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't do it. And then I was a bit sad about it. But then the next day I was like, they don't even know I'm doing this. And then yeah, try to cover it up, but they didn't let me wear the compression thing.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a bitch, so I had to so I taped my knee up too and put compression over it.
Yeah.
First fight, they made me run back and take it off, so I had to rip all the tape off as well. And if you see me like jump back in the ring, my knee kind of comes out a bit. There's a couple of times my knee wobbles out. I try to knee with it, and it's like, oh shit.
Was that the first fight?
That was first fight,
Right.
and then the second fight, I tried to knee with it a couple times.
Man.
I tried to like stabilize myself
Yeah.
on it, and it would just like wobble out.
Yeah.
So yeah, did
That's
that.
gnarly, bro.
It's pretty hard work.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah, but still one managed to go on and win.
Yeah, it's just lucky that I really like punching, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, the old hands come to save the day.
Yeah. Yeah, like legs are like really powerful strikes, right? But then because you're going bone to bone and there's like a lot of small bones in your feet, right? And
Yeah.
ankle joints and everything like that, does kind of like get a bit risky, especially in an 8-man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, punching is going to be better for like kind of preserving your body a little bit, right?
Yeah, I feel like you need to like, you need to aim your shots. Because yeah, I throw some just wild kicks sometimes and they hit, elbows, knees and fuck your shit up.
Yeah, that exact same injury is why I became an arm kicker, not a body kicker.
Yeah,
Because I just like hitting forearms, not elbows.
I need to start kicking heads and legs.
Not knees, elbows.
Knees, elbows, and hips.
The hip bone is like pretty sore too when you hit that as well, right?
Yeah, or they hit it too. My hip was still a bit sore now.
Right.
Man, it got chopped up that night. Bad.
Yeah, it's a gnarly one, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like a pretty big bone or joint, and so when it gets hurt, you know that it got
Just feels
pretty toesed up.
Yeah, you know about it.
Yeah. Man, crazy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so after you got dropped, for those that don't know, you came back. Round 2, you just like poured on the pressure and managed to get an 8 count on Alejandro. And I remember at that round, man, I completely lost my voice there. I was just like, I've got no voice now. Yeah. And I think
I think a few people like that. Yeah.
bro.
The next day, yeah, my family were talking. They know I was like,
Gotcha.
yeah, all of them, yeah.
You thought I was gonna
It was
win?
funny as, yeah. And I like going back and watching the video of me getting dropped. 'Cause I'll look into the crowd,
Yeah.
because like I guess like my supporters and that were
Yeah.
on that side, so it's
Yeah.
cool. I get to like watch me get dropped, and I'll watch this person react, and then I'll get back and then watch that person react. Like, look at these guys.
You had like a pretty clear view. There was like all the CKB people on that one side, eh?
Yeah, it's like my
Your
family and all that
stuff.
family and CKB. It kind of worked out pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
So it's just like wave of people there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to take energy from them when I needed it.
Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me, bro.
So I felt like couldn't lose.
And then in the final, Fort Lucas, that was also like a really good fight. I mean, I just remember the person I was sitting next to, he was kind of going for Lucas, and obviously I was, at this time I was going for you, and he was like, watch this, Lucas is going to win again by round 1 KO, and I'm like, shut up, man. No, it's not. It's going to be a long drawn out ting stoppage, and I'm like,
He's got to wait, let time do the thing.
It was like the universe gave you this massive handicap to like just really like bring you right down. So the playing field was like as level as they could be.
That's funny because I was thinking like that too.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I wasn't thinking correctly because I kept thinking, nah, these guys aren't as good as me. I'm just gonna like knock them out.
Yeah.
So schooled him out, knocked him out. But yeah, it wasn't even like that.
But I mean, I think it's important to have that level of self-belief in your skills, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to go into it thinking like, oh, these guys are actually really good. They're like super strong, you know, like, oh man, you're kind of like just, but the thing is, I think that was one of the reasons why when you got dropped by Alejandro, you had that look of like unwavering will to win was in your eyes, like it was like blazing in your eyes, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because like before the King in the Ring, I visualized Alejandro with the belt on, and then I visualized Lucas with the belt on, and I was like, nah, that's dumb. That ain't happening. I'm gonna do everything I can for that not to be this like reality, and yeah, it was crazy because I hurt my foot first fight, couldn't walk. Alejandro was like right next to me. And I was limping. Eugene's like, stop limping, he's right there. And then I watched him warm up, he was bouncing around because he got the knockout too.
Yeah.
Bouncing around, and I couldn't even walk, just on the spot. Fuck.
I feel like you hit it really well though. Like there was a few times I could see you kind of like limping in the fight, but you have to be like really zoned in on that thing to know that your foot was compromised. You know?
Yeah, there's a couple of towels in there where I like limp, and I'm like, there it is. But yeah.
I didn't even know how you did so many flying knees because every time your foot would have hit the ground, wasn't it?
Because
kind of sore?
I feel like the jump knee was easy because I hurt my foot, couldn't throw the kick anymore, so I would kind of use that same motion as the kick. Just jump off my left one. Because we do all those box jumps, I feel like it was just ding, just bouncy ass, real springy.
Yeah.
And I feel like half of those jump knees weren't even jump knees, I was just jumping and just to like give them a look.
Yeah, it was like in a game where like you know you're gonna miss the technique, but you do it anyway. You're kind of like butter dashing almost.
Give them like a
it's like square triangle. Like flying knee.
Do a roll.
But you're like completely out of range, but they're like, oh, and they guard up, and then you just like,
where's open?
Yeah.
And then last fight.
Square triangle.
Oh yeah, after that fight with Alejandro, I was at the back sitting on my chair, and I was just thinking, was that my first or my last? Was that my first or my second fight? And I was like, shit. And then I watched the knockout on CSN when they put it up, and I was like, oh, that was bad. Whoops. And then Lucas was warming up, and he was bouncing around like a fresh fucking baby rabbit. I was like, this guy looks like he hasn't even fought yet.
A fresh baby rabbit.
He was bouncing around, and I was like, wow, this guy.
Yeah.
I was in even more pain this time. I was like, right, now I really have my work cut out for me.
I mean, like round one, you came out and you dropped him, and I think that was just like such an epic moment. You know, round one wasn't even like later in the fight; it was just round one.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I was watching the other night. And there's a couple of sneaky shots in there I got him with that rattled him. You kind of can't see it because I don't really like load it up.
Yeah.
Just like stick my arm out and then just fast enough to like catch him.
Yeah.
And then he would have a little wobble, and I was like, oh man, that's good.
Yeah. And then I think the thing that really closed the show for you, because it was a quite competitive fight. I mean,
I felt like it was pretty close.
It was pretty close. I think everyone was just like on the edge of their seat. They were worried that he was potentially going to hit you with one of his head kicks, and everyone was just kind of like, guard up, you know. And in the last 5 seconds, he landed that spinning heel kick. Like, bro, like what was going through your head when you did that, man? Because that was like,
I was thinking, fuck this fight. I feel like this fight is super close. But as the time was going on, I was thinking, all right, I don't want to do a fourth round. And it was like 10 seconds, and I was like, I definitely don't want to do a fourth round. So I didn't even think about doing a spinning back kick. It just kind of like right on that last second, boom. And then I seen him go down, and I was like, yeah, I don't have to do a fourth round. That's what I was thinking. I didn't even think, yeah, I won it. I was like, fuck, I'm finished. Yeah, finally. I'm tired.
Yeah. That was such an epic moment.
No, it was pretty much like a Hail Mary kind of thing.
Yeah,
it was
but
just
it worked
like,
though, you know?
perfect.
It worked so well.
Yeah.
In that moment, I feel like it just took you to like another level. Like that was like GOAT status, bro. Because you hit, come on, man, King of the Ring. That's like King of the Ring GOAT status, bro. Because we're talking about the last 5 seconds of the fight, and then something like you're like a puncher, low kicker, spam flying knee kind of guy, and out of nowhere you just decided to throw like a spinning back heel kick to the body, and it like drops him. 5 seconds left in the round, and then it's like you put your hands up, the refs ain't counting him, and then it's like ting ting ting, and you walk off. Like, dude, come on.
I don't even know how much time there was, but I knew it was like within the 5 seconds of the round ending. I knew it was like how close it was to the end of the fight, and I was just like, oh man, I don't even know. I could have done another round. I would have fucking had to would have had to pull my shovel out, fucking dig down some more. But yeah, I was just like, no, I've had enough. Hope this works. And then yeah, it was perfect.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Man, that's so dope, bro. Alright, so the next question I wanted to ask is if there was someone else that was watching you fight and they were like motivated by what they're seeing from you, they're like, man, I want to be like Nikora. What advice would you have? You know what you're saying, man. You don't know. You don't want the smoke, man.
You don't want to be like me, man. Shit's hard work.
Okay, so they want to be like you, right? They made up their mind. They're like, nah, I look up to this guy. I want to be like this guy. They want to get into combat sports. What advice do you have to give them? If any at all.
Just find the nearest gym to you. Find your nearest gym. Take a friend if you're like a bit thinking about going by yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, even before training, just go find a gym nearest to you. Go down, feel the vibes, and just chat to the the owners and that. See what they're about. Have a trial. Try some trials. And if it's your vibe, then that's cool. Go there. If it's not, you feel like it's like you're unsure or anything. Don't be like scared to shop around before you kind of find your place to train at, because I feel like a lot of gyms attract the same sort of people, so it's very helpful when you find your kind of your people.
Yeah.
I don't know, you just kind of know and then just keep showing up, pretty much.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing as a kid, right? When you go to these different gyms, because you kind of don't really like know 100% who you are.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of just feel the energy and the vibe of the place,
just
right?
the people,
and you're like, I resonate with these people.
Yeah,
I want to be like these guys, So,
yeah.
That's really good advice, bro.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. And I think don't be intimidated too, right?
Yeah, don't be intimidated, which is hard because you're stepping into like a whole new world, and I've just kind of stepped into a whole nother world, and I'm kind of feeling all those feelings, like the being in a new environment and new people, and it's kind of like a different wavelength kind of, so I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb. But yeah, it's just showing up, and
yeah, that's so cool.
Just being keen, be on time, be respectful, all that stuff, and just have fun. Just make sure you find somewhere you can kind of like express yourself and learn some good stuff.
Yeah, that's me, bro. I like that a lot, man. I think that's super good advice, bro. So, you pretty much cleared up the division here in Aotearoa. What's next? We talked about MMA.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you still kind of like in the international fight scene? Is there anyone that you'd like, man, I wouldn't mind having you try on that dude?
Yeah, because I feel like most of my career has been over here. And there's been a couple in China and a couple over in Aussie. But man, I'd really like to get on that 1A.
Yeah.
I feel like those kind of, like for kickboxing, I'd like to just kind of see where I match up against these those guys.
Yeah.
And I've been following this Takeru, his last name's Sagawa. He was on like the K1 circuit for a bit. I've seen he's just been signed to one championship. Man, I'd like to have a go at him. He's pretty hard to, just to see, kind of see if I can take him out.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like how he fights. He's super aggressive, and I feel like if I can overcome that guy, then I'm pretty. I don't know. I feel like I'd be in a pretty confident space in myself. And just kind of go try and get a bit more exposure for myself over there, and Go knock some of those guys out.
If you're gonna fight Takuru, I'll probably like fly to wherever it is just to watch it.
I'll be his debut fight. That'd be cool. I'll be his first fight, and then he can fight Rod Tank, and then I'll fight Rod Tank.
Man, that would just be like something like out of like a freaking like movie, eh?
I'd be tripping out.
Because like I guess from New Zealand, we're looking over at that, and we kind of like it seems like this whole other world, right?
It does seem like that. It's almost like an unreal thing, a little bit.
And then all of a sudden, it's like you see someone you know like in that space, and you're like, whoa, that's buzzy.
Yeah, it almost doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the first time me and Dom fought on King in the Ring, and we went back to Wayne's house, watched the whole show, and we were kind of just buzzing out at just before they show our fight. It goes highlights of us taking out these other guys and then having to fight each other. It was a bit like that. Kind of like, man, this is unreal. This is crazy. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I took it back to King of the Ring, but
yeah, that's right. It's a similar kind
it's
of
kind
thing.
of like same
You're
sort of
coming from
feeling.
like a small town, like like Christchurch or something like that, and then all of a sudden you're thrust onto this
we're like, I've been watching King in the Ring coming up, and then being on it, and then being like my brother fighting everyone and just beating them, and then having to fight each other. I don't know, it was a bit of a trip, eh?
And then going back home, sitting on a couch.
Yeah, sitting next to him, having a couple of beers and just like, oh shit, look at that.
Bro, is that real?
Look what we did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's same sort of thing, yeah.
It'll be like that, but like another level.
It'll be like, times 100.
Even when you get onto the UFC, eventually, if you ever decide to go into that, down that route, that would also be like fucking buzzy, man.
Yeah. There was one time before I even started training like wrestling and all that. Before I moved up to Auckland, I didn't even know why, but I was standing there with my eyes closed and like my hands out, and I could see myself in the cage with the gloves on and wearing like was I wearing the sexy shorts? Those like tight shorts that they wear. And I was like, shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I could see myself in there, and I would like to,
Yeah. I feel like you look good in those shorts, bro.
Yeah, I want to wear them.
You rock those.
I need a bit more of a booty there. Get some more bridge. Those are bridge fucking. Need some more fucking.
I think okay, we'll get you a good glute program before we go into the UFC, bro. No worries.
Yeah.
I got you, man. I got you.
Booty.
Yeah, that's dope, man. All right. So the last question I have is, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind in combat sports? I know that's a bit of a tough question to ask.
That's a tough question. I haven't really thought about that either. I'm kind of...
I guess to reframe the question a little bit, bro, like what would you like to be known as? Like, when you maybe in the future you got kids and they're like, my dad was a da-da-da-da-da kind of fighter and he did these type of things, like, well, that's kind of simplifying a little bit, but yeah.
Shit. What kind of legacy do I want to leave? I don't know about like in the combat world, but for my family and stuff, I'd like to be, maybe the ancestor that they can all look up to, that kind of did the things, just to show them kind of how to be. I don't know, just someone for my, I guess, even further than like all the like young people to kind of maybe take a couple of things that they can like use for themselves, I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I think a lot of people
just want to be like,
they just talk all the time, but
I just want to have fun, do my best, do good, and then from there I feel like just doing all that will kind of tell the people behind me, like it'll have its own kind of story, So as long as I'm like here doing my best, that's kind of telling the story itself, and let the success and the hustle kind of, I don't know, speak for itself. I don't even know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
I feel like you're the type of person that you don't really talk too much. You just kind of show up and just get the work.
Yeah, I want my actions to
speak for yourself.
Yeah, I find it hard to talk myself out like that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just be quiet, and fucking do the shit. but I know you got to make some noise once in a while. So I'll make some noises here and there.
Yeah.
Just so I can, when the time's right,
Yeah, that's right, bro.
I'll do it. But yeah, just head down, get to work in. I got a bit of work to do before I can even start making some noises. I feel like. In the MMA, I'm thinking MMA. I'm thinking MMA.
You won King.
Yeah.
That's like.
I was thinking like
Not even
UFC.
like in the rest of the world, they don't even do 8-mans anymore. They just do like 4-mans. Well, they do an 8-man, they'll have it stretched out over like I don't know, like 10 weeks or something. You know, so you fight once, and then you have like 2 or 3 or 4 even weeks to recover, and then you go into the semi-finals. But you do it all in one night, and you've done that 3 times in a row. Like the rest of the world's kind of like, oh no, that's a bit too barbaric. New Zealand's like, nah, stop. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. And it's just such a cool like spectacle, you know.
Yeah.
So,
No. I don't know.
It's cool, man.
We'll see.
Dope. Alright, man. Last one. Just if there's anyone that you want to like, you know, shout out to, your sponsors. I know you got a few people that sponsor you, so go for it, man. And also, where can people follow you and you know, follow your journey?
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to start off Manaki Management. They have been supporting me.
They have a cafe, right?
They got that Karaka Cafe
Yeah.
in Wellington on the waterfront.
Looks so good.
Yeah, if you haven't been there, definitely go check it out.
That's like honey, like.
Yeah, it's kind of like Māori infusion. I think there's a few like maybe Samoan kind of infused what do you call them on the menu? Yeah, got like a poly fusion sort of like a menu.
That sounds dope.
They do Wai and Kai, so they'll get people to come down. I think it's on like a Friday night maybe. Like get them singing and just create this awesome vibe down there. And I want to get down there sometime for one of those. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Also, was it HDK Long Run Roofing? Yeah, they got behind me for that last camp.
Yeah, nice.
EP Equipment NZ, they helped me out a bit too with that last camp. So yeah, super thankful to them. This is Sports Fuel NZ. They've been hooking me up with the supplements and that, so that's been super helpful.
Yeah, you can see the difference in your body too, you know, like when you got the right nutrition in there.
Yeah, when I'm like being a good boy, yeah.
In Thai they have this word, it's called bumbui, and it's basically like where you kind of like get a bit puffy, kind of like a bit chubby.
I'm always boy.
Yeah. After every fight camp, bro, I go back. I like go off, eat some like durian and like treats and shit. Eat some like Thai sweets, desserts and that. Come back, they'll be like, hey, boom boy. And every round they'll just be like jabbing my gut and just going boom boy.
That's the best.
A week later, you're like back to ripped again. You know.
But it's that first week, so it's hard.
First week, yeah.
Like, look in the mirror, like I look disgusting.
Yeah,
but those snacks were good.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah.
That's worth it. Yeah, nice, bro.
Yeah.
Sick, man. Awesome, brother.
Can't even remember now.
And to follow your journey?
Follow my journey. What is my Instagram? The Natural.
The Natural?
I don't know what the handle
Just
is.
at Nikora Kingi?
Might be, yeah.
I think it is, bro.
I think it's just pretty Nikora Kingi, yeah.
I'll put a link up.
Yeah.
Yeah, people want to follow you. IG would be the easiest, right?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook don't really use like too much. I use a little bit, but just for like marketplace and all that stuff. But I feel like Instagram's kind of where it's happening more these days.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Facebook's kind of like an older generation thing these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, awesome, bro.
Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Boom.
Wow, that concludes this episode. Shot for coming, bro.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Fucking mean, bro. Yep, I'll put that one up. Hope you guys had a really good interview. Got a lot out of this interview. Nikora is a rising star here in Aotearoa and the South Pacific. And really looking forward to seeing him on some bigger platforms. So thank you again, brother, for coming.
Thank you, brother. Awesome.
Hey guys, Steve here. If you like the content, please don't forget to press like and subscribe to stay up to date with the most recent episodes. I'll see you guys on the next one.